All right, guys, we're finally going to take a look at this Archimede. This is my first look at one of these guys, and I have to say it offers a lot for a sub $1,000 watch. And I know that's a lot of money, but when you look at all the specs of it and the size and everything that you get in this package, it's a pretty decent value proposition, really. So the main thing is if you're looking for an anti-magnetic automatic watch, the price kind of starts to climb pretty quick. So to find something that is 1,000 Gauss protected, for sub $1,000, I think it's kind of a pretty tough challenge, and this one does that. Plus, it's using a hardened steel. I'll put a link to the Archimede website, and you can go over all the specs and everything, where the steel comes from, and the Vickers on it, on the steel, and the soft iron cage that goes around the SW200 movement to give it its protection and everything. They also talk at, I don't want to say great lengths, but they definitely talk about the thermally blued seconds hand on there, which is cool, but I don't know that it warrants as much attention as they give it. It's nice to see. I think most of us agree that it's a nice feature on a watch, but it's just another aspect of it. It doesn't need as much attention as I think they give it. But you can see it kind of has a lot of smudges there, but a very matte colored dial printed on indices and Arabic numbers. The Archimede, the outdoor, the water resist 200 meter anti-magnetic, and then you have a chapter ring around the outside there with your minutes or seconds, whichever you prefer to call them, clearly indicated so you can get an accurate read quickly of the time. Nicely extended minute hand, and the hour hand is out far enough to point at the correct time, but not as much to interrupt the actual Arabic numbers. It dips into them a little bit, but it's a good length, I guess, is what we're getting at. And then, of course, you have the cutout for the date window there, and that's at a unobtrusive spot, I suppose. It still offers fairly balanced style. Fully brushed case. We can get into the case size, signed crown there, screw down crown. Case, I just measured it. I measure 41.2 millimeter going across, not including the crown guards or crown. Lug to lug, which the lugs are kind of just tucked up in there, like the case kind of follows that contour down there. It's a really nice, thin, overall sized case design, I think. But the lug to lug would be like a 46.4, so that's pretty short. And then the thinness, I measure 10.88 to that flat sapphire crystal. 20 millimeter lug width. You can see my buddy Homer, who lent this in, big thanks to Homer, threw it on this Perlon, which I don't see a whole lot of this style straps anymore. Seemed like it was a bit of a craze there, then it kind of dropped off. But you can get it on either this leather, which the leather strap is probably the most flexible, thicker leather strap I've ever handled. It's well constructed, and it has to be extremely comfortable because it just feels like it's just really well broken in. And it also has a signed buckle there. But you can get these on a bracelet as well, and I think it's a nominal amount. I'm assuming the bracelet's pretty good. It would have been nice to see it on bracelet. I'm surprised Homer didn't get it on bracelet, but I'm not sure how he bought it, if he bought it new or used or whatever. But on wrist, this thing is just gonna wear like a champ. If I can get it on here. Yeah, it's super comfortable. It wears great on my 7¼ inch wrist, and I'm not sure what all straps you could use on it. I don't feel, or it doesn't seem like the spacing on the lugs or the spring bar is going to be anything difficult for like a NATO or anything like that. It seems like it'd probably be fine. It is nice to see that thermally blued seconds hand, I guess. Maybe I was a little harsh on them. Maybe it is that cool. So yeah, whether you wanted on this leather or Perlon or a NATO or on the bracelet, it's just a super comfortable, really good sized watch, and you're going to have that anti-magnetic and the 200 water resistance of it. Super thin, really nice, and it's kind of stands out of the norm. You know, it's nice to have a field watch that adds that toughness of the hardened steel and the cage, so it's going to be protected movement, but still, you know, clean and legible. I haven't tested the Lume. I suspect the Lume is good. I couldn't find any information on which Lume formula they're using, so we'll experience that here in a minute together. But a little bit of information on the back here. Let me see if I can peel this strap back a little bit so we can see. Yeah, I guess that is a little tight, you can see. But you can get things in there, I'm sure. I mean, this Perline's a little thinner, so maybe that's helpful. Maybe a NATO was going to be difficult, but you can see the Archimede outdoor in the center there. Anti-magnetic, 80,000. Water resist 200 meters. Made in Germany, if I didn't mention. And then hardened steel case. Yeah, so I don't know. Unless you have a really thin NATO, maybe a NATO's not going to happen, because even this Perline, you can see, is pretty tricky to get in there. But it's a really good option, though. You know, these are really nice and light and airy and, you know, infinitely adjustable. So if you're looking for a strap option, don't forget these guys are out there. These are good strap options. So let's take a look at the Lume, and then we'll close you out. It's kind of bluish. I'm guessing maybe it's BGW9. I could be mistaken, but you can see the indices are done, the hour, minute, and the seconds tip, and then the Arabic numbers. The numbers are going to show up a little bit lighter. You know, once your eyes adjust, I think you'll be able to see them fine. But the amount of Lume that's on here is totally fine. It's this is definitely a good Lume application for this particular watch, this field watch. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Big thanks to Homer again for lending in, and I will see you on the next video.